The driving force, that once-a-year event. This is the 4th one ever, and another great competition coming up for you now. I'm on board a Chieftain tank. I'm at Bovington in Dorset, which is where the 3rd Royal Tank Regiment do their training, and I'm being driven by co-presenter Stirling Moss.
Well, this is the first of 6 events in this Sealink British Ferries challenge. They're quite tough events, actually, and I think you'll find very amusing as well.
Change down.
I can't see a thing. Whoa!
Whoa!
Righty! I
Can I just go back and pick up my stomach? I will leave it to our competing teams. Let's meet them now. Pro celebrity pairings, 4 of them. Pros at the top of the screen, celebrities at the bottom. First up, it's the Gene Salesman and motorcycle stuntman with the International Cricketer of the Year. Next, it's the winner of this year's Paris-Dakar Rally and the man of many parts, star of stage and television. Next, it's the 4 times winner of Le Mans and the lady who starred in Evita and Starlight Express. And finally, it's the Formula 1 and sports car driver teamed up with that great comedian, Variety Club Newcomer of the Year. And so to our first event for this driving force, it's the very windswept and very wintry scene of Bovington. Our first pairing getting out on the course in the tank. Revs up and off for event 1 of driving force 87. Eddie Kidd and Chris Broad, you see the names on there. Chris Broad will be the tank commander in the turret at the top there, being spun around in that blue and white anorak. And Eddie Kidd, the man who normally rides motorbikes for a living, as a stunt bike rider, he is driving this tank and heading towards what's known as the knife edge. Now, Major Nick Bodyan from the 3rd Royal Tank Regiment is here. What is a knife edge?
Well, Mike, a knife edge is used to train drivers in driving up and down steep gradients. As you can see from the tank now, we're in about 2nd gear, reaching the point of balance. Once you reach the point of balance there, he should be now changing up through the gears as quickly as he can and downhill. He did that rather well.
Stirling Moss is in the field, as it were, in amongst the mud in the field. Stirling, you're getting a good view?
Pretty good view. I'm glad I wasn't too close when the tank went over that great big knife edge, because I tell you, it really looms up in enormous size.
Now we're heading towards the war zone. This is where they could incur a penalty, a few explosions going off. If they touch any of the fencing through here, then there'll be a man there with a yellow flag. If he raises that yellow flag, it's a 10-second penalty. We are against the clock. The Facine. And it's 1:23.6 at the Facine. That'll be a split time to refer back to in the future. 1:23.6 for our first pairing. Using the technology we have today, we've got lightweight cameras, we've got microphones inside the tank. We can give you a much better idea of what it's like to be inside a Chieftain.
Yeah. Shall I go in 2nd? No, that's right, I'm going for it. Just hang on there.
Here's the water splash now. Oh, Eddie Kidd has got absolutely soaked, filled it. Nick?
He went far too quickly there, Mike, far too quickly. He should have slowed right down to go through. We have a very soaked Eddie Kidd at this moment.
Now, that's there's the finish line. Stirling, can you find Eddie Kidd? There he is.
Oh, well, it would appear that you died instead of jumping. What happened?
Well, since we was the first ones, I thought we'd just go for the water and try and get a quick time. And somebody told me we wasn't going to get wet. I got soaked.
And here's one of our lightweight cameras giving you an exclusive view now of what must be the coldest, dirtiest whirlpool bath in the world. Eddie Kidd disappearing underneath that muddy water. The safety here under the supervision of the Army. And they seem to be quite happy about putting their tanks through treatments like this.
Right, Roy Marston, Ari Vatten. Well, now, Ari, you've won Paris-Dakar. You're going to drive this, I presume?
Well, in fact, I'm not, because it's here. It's not warm enough, and it's too muddy. But at least once I will be in a command, because I'm a commander, so I'm going to give Roy a hard time.
Roy, how do you feel about that?
Oh, I always play the corporal role. That's my role in life.
Have you driven one of these before?
No, never. Double-decker bus, the 88 route, that's what I trained on. But this will be easy.
Ari Vatanen from Finland, the rally driver in the command position. Roy Marsden, the actor from the Royal Shakespeare Company, in the driving position. We're ready for team number 2. There goes the flag. We start the watches now, and they head off down through the gap towards the knife edge. Up through the gears goes Roy Marsden. And Stirling Moss watching him on the approach now.
He's coming up, he's slowing a bit now. They're swinging, as you can see, obviously getting that round so they don't hit the barrels. That's an expensive thing to ruin. He's going up there in a reasonably high gear, I would think third. Got to drop down, he's going to need to.
This is where the driver goes blind. Just come over the top there. The commander can see where they're going, the driver can't. Swinging the turret round again. Nick Bodian, Major Nick Bodian here with us. How's it looking from your point?
It was a bit jolting there. Roy was having trouble, I think, selecting gear.
Very good, Roy. Very good, Roy.
Through the battle zone now.
Down.
Lots of noise, but quite harmless, those thunder flashes. And we do a split time at the Fascine. It's very quick. It's 1 minute 8 quicker than Eddie Kidd and Chris Broad managed by that point. So Roy Marsden is really getting going here, but he's lost contact with Ari Vatten and his headset's dropped down. Now that could be fairly critical, couldn't it?
Well, if he's not listening to Ari, he could be going too quickly through the water splash now.
And look at that headset. There's the finish line. Looking for the official time now.
Roy,
A very quick time indeed. That'll be a hard one to beat. 1:46.
Very good. Roy, I'm happy with you. Roy, I'm very happy.
Well, Roy, you're in the lead. Congratulations. How's it feel?
Well, I thought I was in the America's Cup coming through that last bit. Bloody hell.
Well, what a guy your driver is, eh?
Well, he is very good. I'm very impressed with him. I thought to start with that he doesn't go fast enough. He went faster than I would have gone. Very good, Roy. Well done.
Well done, too.
And we can watch Roy Marsden taking a deep breath there as he heads into the water splash. And it's worth remembering at this point that they do have a choice. They can take the water splash slowly and they don't get wet. But they seem to be all opting for the quicker, damper route.
Now, Stephanie, what are you going to drive?
No, I'm going to be up on the top.
Oh, so he's being a gentleman. What instruction are you going to give him?
To try and beat all the others that have gone before us, because I'm sure we can.
I'm sure he can. How wet are you going to get, Derek?
Extremely, but I'm tempted to keep bits of me warm, but it's going to go straight in the pockets, which is going to be most unpleasant.
So you'll go for bust, are you?
I am too. What else can you do now? It's a good time, the last one.
Time for our two blondes in driving force to attack the course now. Stephanie Lawrence up top in the commander's position. And down below, Derek Bell, MBE, World Sports Car Champion, 4-time winner of Le Mans. What can he do with the tank? We'll find out.
He's very slick on his gear changes so far, Mike. Very, very smooth.
Go on, Derek. Go on, my lad.
Now he's got to yank those tracks round. Oh, he's gone for the banner, and there goes the banner.
Oh, God. We've got to get over to the left. Right, I mean, the right. No, you want to go there, left there. No, don't try it. Don't try it. Don't. Stop, stop. Hold it. Reverse. Reverse.
Is he going to make it through there, Stirling?
I'll tell you, he's in a bit of a problem here. If he pulls it hard enough, no, I don't think he can. I don't think he's got the lock on that tank now.
Whoa, look at that jump up as he gets it in gear. Come through, no penalties so far through the war zone, but he's lost a lot of time there. Derek Bell is one of the nicest guys in motor racing, but he does have an aggressive streak that takes over, and it certainly took over there. 1:28, so slow, the slowest so far at the split time on the Fascine. Is he going to make this time up? We don't think he is. The clock ticking away. He will be an angry man now, Derek, as he heads towards the water. And of course, he just knows that if he's going to try and make up time, he's got to get wet now. Into the bath. A very wet bell. Headset askew. And certainly not smiling at the end of that run. Look at the torrents of water coming away from him there. 2:07, so second place so far for Derek Bell, despite that off-course excursion and the delay. 2:07 gives him second place so far. Derek Bell, the world sports car champion. It's been quite a few years since he drove a single-seater open-top car. And after this experience, probably quite a few more years before he tries it again. You can see these tanks in action at the Royal Armoured Corps Battle Day here at Bovington in the future.
Derek Warwick, Gary Wilmot. Now, which of you guys, well, I don't need to ask who's driving. You're going to be in charge.
Yes, yeah, I am.
What are you going to do about it?
I'll pray for Derek, I think.
How about you, Derek?
Well, Gary said that he had a long conversation with himself, and he said, we decided that you're driving, Derek.
Here we go for the last of the tank runs.
Off you go, then.
Off they go down the hill. Derek Warwick very good on the gears. How many gears here, Nick?
6 gears, Mike. He's doing very well.
Very fast approach to this knife edge.
Right, drop it down into second. Drop it down. Drop it down. Keep it going. Get it down there, Derek. Get it down. Go on, push it. Right, push through the gears. Push it, push it, push it, push it. Hard right, hard right.
That is steam coming out the back, all the water that went into the engine compartment on the last run.
And hard
nicely through here, Nick.
Very nice, very smooth.
Oh, it's firework night, lovely. Oh, lovely.
And towards this fascine, what is a fascine?
Fascine is used for bridging gaps, Mike. It's 75 polythene pipes rolled together, going over it now.
And taking the weight of that tank.
Go for it. Oh, four-wheel drive, so handy when you're going down to Tesco's, isn't it? Don't take your breath yet, mate. Listen, the engine might get a bit flooded now.
Warwick is storming ahead now.
Looks as if he's enjoying himself as well.
This is going to be
very
such
nice.
a quick run.
And keep it going, keep it going. Left hand, left.
Oh, oh, even the top of it.
Go for it, push, 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 push.
Even Gary Wilmot got soaked on that run. Right at the top of the tank. And the guys from your own regiment there getting it, Nick.
Absolutely.
The time, 1:33, the winners.
Well, I think they have beaten me and Roy, but the rest of the game, you know, we are going to pass them, so it would be too boring otherwise.
I like the advice you were giving me all the way.
Go for it, Mike, go for it. You ready to?
Well, it looks like the wettest comes first in this competition, because there we are at the top of the leaderboard with 7 points now, maximum score for Derek Warwick and Gary Wilmot. Second place lands to the partnership of Ari Vatanen and Roy Marsden, a pretty quick run at 1:46. They got 4 points. 2 points go to Derek Bell and Stephanie Lawrence after Derek overcooking it. They get third place. And in last place at the moment, quite surprisingly, Eddie Kidd. We thought he was going to do well on this event. They got just 1 point. On to our second event for Driving Force, a chance for me to get my own back for Stirling's driving in the tank earlier on. This is me driving him round our Rally Point course. A lot of people have asked to see Rally Point back on the screens. Here it comes.
Now, it's going to get fairly heavy here. Therefore, it isn't necessarily, as I was trying to say, the shortest route that's best. We want to back off, keep your foot in there.
I've got my foot down, Stirling, I'm trying.
Now you've got to go to the right and be through the right, turn right round this cliff.
Okay, I'm trying.
Now left.
Don't nag me so much.
Well, you know how it goes on back. You drive a left of this, otherwise you go to our side. That's not very good, Michael. Keep going. Straight. Now, over there. Straight ahead to the right now. Keep your foot in there. Don't back off, man.
I'm trying. Right, here we go.
Now, straight up, straight ahead. And over the top, be careful because you've got a sharp right, sharper than before.
What, before the cameraman?
Yeah, right, now.
Okay, there.
Now I will go right, go right.
Right,
That's the
the
one
right
you could
gully.
have gone left, but I think this will make us quicker off the bottom. Now keep left of these rocks.
Which rock?
Keep
Oh,
left,
those
left, yes.
It's so hot inside here. You got the heater on, going full blast, Chris?
Well, I need it because, of course, just coming back from Australia, I need the heat, so that's our tactic.
Now, the question is, are you going to keep your eyes open on this?
No, definitely not. I've already asked for blindfolds.
Neither am I.
Can't supply them.
On the far side of the blue car with Derek Bell and Stephanie Lawrence. Close car, of course, we've got green with Eddie Kidd and Chris Broad.
Time is irrelevant here. We're looking at who's going to make the best choice for the route up the hill there. Going towards that, it's like a chicane now at the bottom of the hill as they try and get the best route. And they're taking it side by side, Stirling.
Yeah, but Derek, I thought he had a slight start, but he seemed to lose it going up the hill, I suppose.
Well, Bell's got the inside position for the right-hand turn. That is crucial. If he can keep the power on round there, he's just got ahead there of Eddie Kidd. So it's Derek Bell out of the woods first. Eddie Kidd trying to come down the far side of the hill. As they come towards the bottom, they've both taken the same route towards point B. They've got to leave that to the left of them, and now into the boggy bit. This is very sandy, and Eddie Kidd's got the jump on Derek Bell. Kidd has definitely got the jump, but Bell's still got the inside line.
Yeah, he's got the inside line, therefore starting up the next piece well ahead of him.
So, only one car can get up this gully. Eddie Kidd's got to slot in behind Derek Bell as they come towards the top, and it's hard right. Lock the wheels over, keep the foot in.
Now there are two choices here, and they've split.
Kidd fighting for the inside, but Bell's got him again. He keeps getting the jump on the inside position as they head towards this right-hander at point D. There we are. Point D is here.
Yeah, Derek now I think has got a fairly easy run, actually.
Looks like Derek Bell has made his way to the final, and Eddie Kidd will be fighting it out for third or fourth place.
All right. Yeah, we're there, sweetheart. Well done, my love. Yeah. Where is he? Brilliant driving.
Oh, and then he blew it around.
Brilliant driving.
Harry, it appears that you got the pole position as such. You had the choice of positions, but you've squashed Derek across a bit.
Well, the thing is that, you know, it's only wide enough for one good run, so I think we will dominate this one.
But why have you squashed him so far across that side?
Well, the thing is, we had the possibility to choose the place, so I came here first, so it's up to him where he goes. We came here first.
Your co-driver's just broken the mirror off.
No, in fact, I have absolute confidence on my co-driver. Unlike in Sahara, we are not going to get lost.
He's just broken the mirror off, Harry. There,
it's less weight. It only means less weight.
Who's first to the top of the hill then, Derek?
Well,
Harry's over the hill, so...
the trouble, yeah, Harry's over the hill, like you just said. And the trouble is on the inside. He's got everything going for him.
Yeah.
But we'll see.
He's also Finnish.
Yeah, he may finish, yeah.
In the green car, we've got Harry Batten and Roy Marsden. The blue one, Derek Warwick and Gary Wilmot.
Now, this is a needle match of all needle matches. They go for the hill, and look who's got it up the hill. That's actually Derek Warwick has grabbed the lead up the hill.
Please, Josh, help me. Oh, Derek, you couldn't pull in the next service station, could you? Give me some welly.
Batten is with him. He's on the inside. He's gone for the bank, but no, just dropped off the bank there. There's Derek Bell watching them go down the hill. Now, they're going to keep tight here so they don't get bogged down. Vatanen, the winner of the Paris-Dakar Rally. He's done 10,000 miles across country like this. Warwick, the Formula One driver, who shouldn't really be ahead of Vatanen.
Left at the T-junction. No, left. Right. Oh, you take the left line.
A choice of routes, and they both go for the same one.
Oh, and actually, Batten and Harry is dropping back a bit there, I'd say.
Batten gone for an inside line there, but Warwick commanding it. On the inside, round point D.
Yeah, I think there's a garage up here. Can we stop for some chocolate? Wonderful.
That's a great win coming up for Derek Warwick and Gary Wilmot. Warwick will now meet Derek Bell in the final. They last met in the battle for the World Sports Car Championship last year, and Bell is looking worried. Harry, what happened?
Well, I mean, I only realized after the start that I took the one with the diesel engine.
And he lost very well. He came fourth, in fact, overall. Eddie Kidd came third after a losers final. And now towards the big final, superstition says that the outside grid position is fastest and the blue car is fastest. So they tossed for it.
This is for the car. You have the choice of car.
And then I have the choice.
Okay.
Yeah, the next event.
It's ahead.
I'll take the right side. No, I'll take the blue car.
You'll take the blue car.
All right, but I'll have the blue one then.
You'll take the blue one. You'll have the green one then. You don't mind that?
No, I'll have the blue one.
I'll have the blue, I'll have the green.
You're having the blue car and you're having the green car. Yeah. Right, Derek.
Now, you've got the best or the worst position here.
It's not the best position. No, but I got the best car.
Any planned pit stops, Derek?
No, I think it's going to be very difficult for Derek in this one, really.
Which Derek are we talking about?
The other one.
Oh, the other one.
You know, he keeps telling me he's got the fastest car, so he's lost that excuse at the end of this bit.
What a match. Derek Bell on the left of the screen with Stephanie Lawrence. Derek Warwick on the right with the green car. And it looks like Warwick gets the jump from the start for the final. Just ahead as they come up to the hill for the first time. They're getting very close. They've touched. That could have been disastrous for Derek Bell and Derek Warwick. And up over the hill. On the inside goes Bell. Oh! Almost rolled it there. He was well up at 45 degrees. And look at him yanking it round there. But it's still Warwick as they come down the hill. Steam coming out of Bell's car now. That's the water he's collected from the pool of mud up the top there.
Two very competitive drivers, these Derricks, I'll tell you, both of them.
Wilmot and Warwick now heading into the boggy stuff, and Bell's right up with them, and it could be another nudge here. He had to swerve away there. He's lost a bit of momentum.
No passing up the hill here, not possible at all. On the way down the split, of course.
Oh, look at him go for the inside. Over the bumps there, he tried to get on the inside. That was Derek Bell really trying to fight his way through, didn't succeed. So Warwick has it. Heading for 4 points as they head for point D now, leaving that on their right. There they go. Bell right up with him now. He's with him. He's got him. He's got him.
No, not yet.
Look at the headlamp hanging off Derek Bell's car. That's where he's been nudging Derek Warwick. Oh, and was that another nudge that caused that tail to come out?
I think
Look at this, he's got him. He's right up with him and pushing him across the finish line. Oh, and a spin to the finish for Derek Warwick. 7 points for Warwick, 4 points for Derek Bell in second place. And that means that Derek Warwick and Gary Wilmot are still leading the event. Mr. Bell, what? There's a bill for this headlight.
As if that's all, he's got a flat tyre and a broken wheel.
That happened as I come over the line, as I come up here somewhere. I hit the inside edge there, and I just hit something a bit hard and it burst the tyre.
But you still managed to keep going and keep it all in a straight line.
Well, Gary said, don't worry about it.
He's a good boy, he's a good boy, he's a good boy. You know, we worked hard and, yeah, it's great. I mean, that's just the kind of tyre we needed for this terrain.
Just imagine how far we'd have won if we'd have had the better car, Gary.
In first place, we've got Derek Warwick, of course, with Gary Wilmot. Second up from third place, we've got Derek Bell and Stephanie Lawrence. And then, unfortunately, still in last place, we've got Eddie Kidd and the International Cricketer of the Year, Chris Broad.
And so we move on to the third event on Driving Force 87. It's the diggers and the dumpers laid out here. And what an interesting event it turned out to be for one particular team. That's Eddie Kidd and Chris Broad on the bottom of the overall scoreboard at the moment. But through this event alone, through some deft driving from the both of them, they got the fastest time. Roared up the course and beat the competitors in their heat, which were, of course, Ari Vathanen and Roy Marsden. Vathanen stalled on the start line with his digger. Roy Marsden was going particularly well in the dumper, trying to make up time, showing some more skill at the wheel, which he's already showed today with the tank driving, but it just wasn't quite enough to get them anywhere at all in this event. They finished fourth overall. In the second heat of it, it was the two current leaders, Derek Bell and Derek Warwick, up against each other with Stephanie Lawrence and Gary Wilmot as their partners. Derek Bell set off with his digger. Stephanie Lawrence roared off in the dumper, and it looked like she was going to win the event for them. She was extremely good getting the dumper off up the course on the first leg, gathering up the barrels on the way, but it was then down to Derek Warwick and Gary Wilmot to catch up. Wilmot was in the digger, Warwick, the Grand Prix driver, was in the red dumper, and he certainly on the second leg of this, as they picked up their second barrel, started to make some inroads into the lead of Stephanie Lawrence. And then on the last bit of the course, which was just as they were dumping their last barrels, he got into the lead because Stephanie Lawrence got caught up on the tightest section of the course. She finished up well down, and in fact her overall time for her and Derek Bell gave them third place on this event, which was less than they needed to make some inroads on the lead of Warwick and Wilmot, who were leading overall. So at the end of the first day of Driving Force 87, we were looking at an overall scoreboard that was like this. 18 points in first place, still Derek Warwick and Gary Wilmot. In second place now, up from fourth place, Eddie Kidd and Chris Broad got 10 points. And just behind them in third place, Derek Bell and Stephanie Lawrence dropping a place down to third. And in fourth now, it's Ari Vatanen and Roy Marsden on 6 points. On to day 2 of Driving Force 87, new events, new location, same weather, and some practice for the teams.
Oh, yeah. I wouldn't like to be a driving school instructor.
My partner's marvellous. He's thinking of taking up driving professionally now.
Yeah, I would suggest that you drive blind drive and Eddie drives cabriolet. Yeah, that would probably be better. He's more of a lunatic than I am.
Although show business is where I get most of my money from, I usually do a little bit of lorry driving at the weekends. You know, it helps pay for ornaments and stuff like that. You know, it's quite nice.
But all this samurai training has stood us in good stead, don't you think?
No. We are winning everything today.
That's right. Yeah. 3 wins today has put us on the top.
Out on the street, I was talking to a man. He said there's so much but there's nothing mine that I don't understand. You shouldn't worry, I said, that ain't no crime. 'Cause if you get it wrong, you'll get it right next time.
Haven't got a Yorkie bar for me, have you?
He spins all the wheels.
Sense of power. Hard left, forwards. But when I say left or right, you have to go that way. And I won't help you.
No, I don't know. Well,
I'll run straight all the way round, up into the cab, and then I'm in gear, ready to go, handbrake off, and you just circle round. As I see you coming round, I'm gone. Where's the Leyland man?
Oh!
That was me.
Wipers!
Got a bit of wiper going here. That one's the back, isn't it?
Oh!
So how we're ever going to get blindfolded, I never know.
Thank you, Gary Wilmot. Now, a unique event for Driving Force 87. We shall look at the course with Stephanie Lawrence as she goes round now competing. She's blindfold. See, she's blindfold driving this car. Derek Bell alongside her, navigating through the course up towards a customs post. And that's where we find Stirling Moss watching Derek Bell in action.
Yes, and he's being very calm, sitting there like a beautiful passenger, I must say, just sitting there with a rather glazed look on his face, but going well.
Through our pretend customs area, now they have to reverse into a garage.
Stop. Now we're going backwards.
They're incredibly smooth.
Honestly, I mean, Mr. Bell is driving, Ding Dong is driving it. For sure.
Well, that's Harry Vatanen's view of things.
Okay, now, off we go.
The yellow flag means that's okay, they've done that task.
No, right, full right.
Off through this part of the course. Oh, taking out the straw bales. And towards the tunnel now. After this, it's the home stretch. Doing very well. Very quick run, this, for Stephanie Lawrence.
Look
at the times.
Go on, Steph, accelerate.
After this, I mean, Stephanie can take up driving and Derek Bell can take up singing.
Well, that's Vatanen's time on the left of the screen. That's what he achieved, 121.2. It's 112.2, 10 seconds ahead almost for Derek Bell and Stephanie Lawrence as they go into the second part of the course now. Bell drives, Stephanie Lawrence into the passenger seat. Seatbelts must go on. So the professional driving the second part of the course on this test in the cabriolet car. And this is just for speed and demonstration of car control, except here, where they have to have their passports checked.
Morning.
Bloody customs officials are all the same.
Derek Bell's sense of humour coming to the fore. Handbrake turn, beautifully done. And back into that garage. He's okay. 2 more obstacles to go. Through the tunnel. And the roar to the finish line. Look at this time. Way ahead of Harry Vanton and Roy Marsden. 2:11.5. They're in the lead.
They must be ahead now in time.
No, she was absolutely brilliant. I mean, she didn't do a thing wrong. She really didn't, and she's got a wreck light left wrist. She really didn't do a thing wrong. It was fantastic.
You're over 30 seconds quicker than the other pair.
You're joking, really? Brilliant. Oh, she was brilliant. She was brilliant.
I would suggest if you two win nothing else, at least you'll get the best groomed trophy.
Oh, I think we will, yeah. How's my hair look? All right.
It's looking great. We like the flick on the front.
Oh, thanks.
All the other boys want to know how you do it.
Oh, I can't give any away, no secrets.
Chris Broad, man of the series for the England tour of Australia last winter, won himself a car which he sold, gave all the funds to the tour kitty, guided round the course by Eddie Kidd.
Left. Go. Right. So left. Oh, shit. What are we doing? Straight. round to the left. To the right. Right round to the right. Slow down. Right round to the right. Right round. Stop. Reverse.
Now, this is the really tricky bit, because this is where Eddie Kidd's really got to use his eyes. And he's got to think back in reverse order with the instructions.
Right, left hand down a bit. Just take your time. Right hand down. As you are. Left hand down. Stop. Right, forward. Now, round to left. No, back. Go on.
How many words does it take to get the message over?
Left hand down.
Which way are we going now?
Left hand down. Forward. Left hand down, slowly.
Which way are we going? Forward?
Right, now stop.
Which way are we going?
Back, reverse.
Which way are we going?
That's the question we're all asking, Chris.
Go right round.
Are we going forward now?
Yes, we are. Right, now down to left hand down.
Eddie Kidd is actually giving pointing instructions here.
Over this way.
Quite how he expects Chris Broad to see this, I don't know.
Over to the left hand down.
It would be a lot quicker, but he's driving about looking for a pile of buses to jump over, I think.
Right, slowly. Straighten up. This way. Forward.
Just imagine what Chris Broad feels like in there. It's no good when you say straighten up, because he doesn't know whether he's going round a corner or straight ahead.
Left hand down. Straight. Straight.
What is straight?
Left hand down. Straight. Now go straight.
They're within sight of the finish line. I don't think they're going to win this event.
Stop.
Split time.
Come on, go.
2:14, so it's taken them longer to do that part of the course than it took Stephanie Lawrence and Derek Bell to do the whole course. And it's going to be, at best, a 3rd place for Eddie Kidd and Chris Broad. Eddie Kidd's car control we marvelled at in the early part of Driving Force. Let's see if he's still got it as he stops at customs. Check the passports. This man takes his time. Through the channel. Handbrake turn, back into the garage. Stirling.
Not good at all. He really overbroke that, but he's being quick, but not on his reversing there. He came through here quite nice. The customs officer was a little bit slow, as you probably saw, and he's done it. Now he's okay, and he's off.
So, for the tunnel, and the home stretch, and they're well out of time. But they're enjoying it, and that's the main thing. 3:25.8 for Eddie Kidd and Chris Broad.
Well, we're at least second. Now it's up to Warwick. Oh. Never mind.
Now,
so much for the bloody tactics.
The question we're asking is, why were you giving hand signals, Eddie?
I don't know what to say. It was too terrible. I told you we didn't practice. Oh, I'm so embarrassed.
I heard him say at one point, go this way. Which way?
Will this be a case of the blind leading the blind? Gary Wilmot about to drive off, and he will be guided by Formula 1 driver Derek Warwick. I think we've may have formed a new partnership for the future here. Starting heat 3, our referee and course designer for Driving Force, John
Ready?
Taylor.
Go! All right, left a little bit. Go on, quick fast.
Yeah, you're okay so far, Gary.
Left a little bit. Left,
left a bit, I think, here.
Left. Left.
Oh, it's off the edge of the road.
Slow down. Left a little bit. Left a little bit.
Into the customs channel. Sterling, you there?
Right a bit.
Yeah, very good. He's coming through very smoothly.
Right, hard right. No, not too much. Go on, straight on. Go on. Right, now hard right. Hard round.
All the talking coming from Derek Warwick, giving the instructions.
Stop, reverse.
No questions from Gary at this point.
Right, reverse. Left hand down a bit. Left hand. Right hand. Left. Right, go on. Go on, you're right. Right, left, hard left.
Sterling, they're doing all right. There was a crash on the garage there.
Well, I think he backed up a little bit far on the garage, to tell you the truth, but it's all right. I don't think he's penalised for that in this case. There's quite a lot of talking going on inside now, or shouting, I think, from outside.
Hard right. Now left, hard left.
I think a few of the other competitors are trying to confuse Gary Wilmot, shouting other instructions.
Right, back.
Oh dear. That's a bad mistake.
Go on now. Now go. Yep.
It's fortunate that Gary Wilmot's brother owns a car spray business.
No, straight on.
Straight on, says Derek Warwick. He's giving hand signals. Another one going for the hand signals.
You've got about 7 seconds, Derek.
Hurry!
If they get beaten on this event by Derek Bell and Stephanie Lawrence, which is likely at the moment, then it'll be really open as to who wins Driving Force overall. Seatbelts must go on. All the other competitors making quite sure. They're shouting from the sidelines. Derek Bell's got a stopwatch on it, on his wristwatch. He's looking at his own stopwatch. And now, Derek Warwick trying to get the fastest time of the day round here. There's no way they can win this event now. Beautiful stuff from Derek Warwick. That was a good one, Sterling.
The French coming out was incredible. I can't tell you, they're swearing at the customs officer in French. And now this, and there's heckling going on from the side here. And Derek Warwick is really putting his foot down.
All the way.
10 seconds back to the finish. They're going to get second place. They're going to do it just 2:38. And a handbrake turn to finish for Derek Warwick and Gary Wilmot. 2:38. They take second place on this event.
You told me not to do that.
We've done it. I think we've done it. Looks like the situation was saved just. You got second place in that event.
It felt like an absolute disaster.
I have to say it looked like a complete disaster.
I was doing really well, but I got me left to me right, so I kept on holding my hands out, and I got to there and left here, and I just got totally confused. It was when you crossed your arms, that's when it was...
4 events down, and yet the top and the bottom of the table are unchanged. But watch out for Derek Bell. He's really got the bit between his teeth, and he and Stephanie Lawrence have now come up to second place, and there's still 2 events to go.
On to event 5 on the far side. It's Roy Marsden driving, Ari Vatanen in the passenger seat. This side, it's Chris Broad driving with Eddie Kidd navigating, and they get the jump with the heavy stuff for event 5, heat 1, the trucks. Inside the cab now with Roy Marsden. Spinning this Arctic cab round, they then have to reverse into a garage where they pick up their trailer. Vatanen out and running. The 5th wheel to connect up with the trailer. Now Vatanen should keep his eye on that 5th wheel to make sure that Marsden's got it in contact. He's not looking, and Marsden's moved out. That's a big mistake. Kidd and Broad off and away, but what happened to Vatanen?
No, because we had to wind the wheels up, and you know, when he got it hooked, I started to wind the wheels up, but in fact he wasn't quite hooked, so he had to drive the lorry forward, so therefore it dropped. In the meantime, I had wound the wheels up.
I understand.
I'm glad Stirling does. Eddie Kidd's in the driving seat, the other truck now. Chris Broad navigating. They have to reverse into a second garage. They're trying to get straight back into that garage, but you can see it's going wrong. Marsden now making another attempt to make contact with his trailer. Will it be second time lucky? Click, it's in. The 5th wheel connects. Vatanen can now put the hoses on for the air brakes. Once he's done that, it'll be a driver change. Vatanen will take over the controls. Here's Eddie Kidd trying to get back into that garage and not having much luck, and Vatanen's out. Touches the straw bales and now has to reverse back. So he's making up a lot of time here on Eddie Kidd. Kidd is not having a good time getting into this garage, making a bit of a mess here. Vatanen now going straight back towards his garage. Former World Rally champion, making a comeback after 18 months away from the driving seat. Tremendous comeback this year, won the Paris-Dakar Rally. Kidd is getting away. No, we thought it was going to be neck and neck there, but Vatanen's got away. Kidd still has not been accepted to his garage. So, Harry Vatanen has turned a disaster into victory for Heat 1. Here he comes.
Now, look, if you hadn't panicked, why didn't you wind it up?
Because I thought you can reverse it in one go, Roy. I couldn't believe it.
And here come Eddie Kidd and Chris Broad.
What a miss.
Well, it was a bit of a mess for them. In fact, both those times weren't particularly quick. We head towards now Heat 2 and problems already for Derek Bell and Stephanie Lawrence.
I don't know how to alter it.
How do we alter this?
Can somebody help me shift forward?
Ooh, sorry. The lever here. There you go, trying to get it forward.
No, it's going up. Oh, don't do that.
Okay, down. Must be on the side then. What are those two there then? No, don't panic now. Yeah, hold on.
Yeah, that's it.
Now, what's that?
So is that as low as it will go?
Lean forward. Yeah, right there.
That's it?
Yeah.
What about the back? Oh!
On the left-hand side of the picture, Gary Wilmot at the wheel. It's Derek Warwick alongside him. And then in the next truck, Stephanie Lawrence driving first off with Derek Bell. Either one of these pairings can win driving force outright. So let's go. Oh, and a flunk there for Gary Wilmot. Did you hear that groan into action? But he selected a high gear, so he's got the straight line speed.
Okay, that brake.
This is the battle for the lead here, because if Stephanie and Derek get 7 points on this one, it takes them up to 22, which would equal the score for Derek and Gary. They must score at least a point, so they would still be leading overall, but the gap would have tightened up considerably. With one event still left after this, driving force is still open.
Right, go on, right.
Stephanie backing onto the trailer there.
Stop.
Derek Bell giving the directions.
There you are. Go on, back.
And it looks like Wilmot and Warwick are about to take the lead. There go the brake pipes. Gary Wilmot on the brake pipes. But remember, the slowest part is yet to come. Stephanie Lawrence winding the truck down, and they're out. Warwick and Wilmot on the split, 206.64. And there's the straw bale. He more than touches it, and now has to reverse into the garage as the other one comes out. So Stephanie and Derek are away. It's pretty neck and neck as far as trucks go. Stirling.
Well, this is quite exciting, I can tell you. Derek's coming back now. He's hanging right out of the cab so he can see. Taking this they've got one of their connectors that isn't fully connected, but I think it's all right.
And they're in. They can come out now, so it's the home run for Derek Warwick.
You're going a bit too left. Too left.
They're going to get the fastest time of the day and win the event. They do it. And that third win gives them an unassailable lead in driving force 87. Good second place on this event for Derek Bell and Stephanie Lawrence. The second heat quicker than the first, with Eddie Kidd finishing last.
Oh my goodness me.
You did bloody well.
All I heard is as I was jumping out of the lorry.
Derek!
Poor Gary couldn't find reverse. Going in the wrong gate.
Yeah, I couldn't find reverse, and he says, "Oh, try the gear lever." So I found it, and I found reverse. It was
So
all
I
right,
put it
yeah.
in reverse for him.
That's good, very good.
Only I should have lined myself up a little bit better, then I could have gone straight back. So I think you rushed too much. If you just take it calmly, it would have been right.
You can't calm in competition. You just can't be calm, can you?
Especially next to you.
Well.
It may well be an unassailable lead that Derek Warwick and Gary Wilmot have got, but that won't let the competition go any slower for our final event. We're about to go into a kart race. It'll be all the teams competing at once, 80cc karts, quite capable of 40 miles an hour, with your bottom about half an inch off the ground. Down goes the flag, and it's a bad start for Chris Broad. He gets hit from behind by Gary Wilmot. So into the lead, it's kart number 4, Roy Marsden, taking a very early lead. And the other two are catching up tremendously here, going through. Look at this coming through now. That's Chris Broad in kart number 2, chasing Roy Marsden. And a spin. We have a spin there for Gary Wilmot, the event leader. But still the battle is on between the two front runners. Stephanie Lawrence has collided there with Gary Wilmot, but here's Roy Marsden holding off Chris Broad. Round the hairpin for the first time, and they spin. He's stuck in the mud. Get out and push it. Come on. You'll have to push it and get going again. So leading now is kart number 2, Chris Broad, man of the series for that winter match in Australia, International Cricketer of the Year, and looking set to be a good kart driver. He's coming round now for his second lap. He'll pit stop at the end of this lap and change over to his pro driver, Eddie Kidd. Up the straight to the hairpin for the second time. They lose a lot of momentum round here, and he spun it on the hairpin, on the apex there, but he's got going. Well done, Chris. So in second place, I see coming round here now, number 4, Roy Marsden, is in second place. There he is. He's spun. No, he's got it back together again. To the pits, the changeover. Eddie Kidd goes in. Out comes the leader, Roy Marsden, and Kidd goes. Roy Marsden coming in for his pit stop. There he is. You can just see Marsden getting out. In goes Ari Vatanen, the rally driver. Stirling Moss is down there looking at these pit stops. Are they slick?
Well, Eddie Kidd was the funniest one, because he jumped in and they held the back up. The others held the back of his kart in the air, so of course he's getting wheel spin, it wasn't moving. Otherwise, it was fairly uneventful at the moment.
Eddie Kidd in the lead, leaving the hairpin now. He got bogged down in the mud just briefly, but he's away, and we've got all the pro drivers on the track now. Ari Vatanen being chased. He's in second place, but look at that. Derek Warwick coming up hard behind him in kart number 1. The leader is Eddie Kidd with the red overalls. Kart number 2. Here he comes up towards the hairpin now. Eddie Kidd in the lead. Look at the battle for second place. Vatanen and Warwick side by side. And they're nudging, and Warwick's into the bales. Vatanen pushing Warwick into the bales. And they're both being caught by Derek Bell. The leader coming up now to finish. The checkered flag being readied for our winner. Eddie Kidd has got the flag. There he goes across the finish line. In second place, it's going to be Ari Vatanen. Vatanen, who nudged Warwick out. In fourth place, Derek Bell. You're not very happy with him,
No,
then?
he drove very well. I mean, you've done stock car racing before?
Well, Derek, in racing, it's experience what counts, and now you saw it.
Bad experience.
Many congratulations to Eddie Kidd. Tremendous win.
Thanks very much. It was all down to Chris. He had a great ride.
He did have a good one, didn't he? Now, what happened there was with Stephanie. Didn't she have a collision with Gary Wilmot? Where's Gary?
Gary put her on.
Gary spun. Car out for a spin.
No.
Take my partner off.
I couldn't help it. I mean,
Yeah, you seem to be making contact with Stephanie there.
I know. I hit the brake a little bit hard, and I mean, Lace got caught round and the accelerator, so that was a problem. Still, we got round it somehow.
Mike, no, to be really honest, I mean, for this kind of game, to do well, I mean, you need brains and a skill. And obviously, you know, Roy and me, we have neither of those.
So at the end of Driving Force 1987, in fourth place, Roy Marsden and Ari Vatanen. Third place, Eddie Kidd and Chris Broad. Second place goes to Derek Bell and Stephanie Lawrence. And the winners are Gary Wilmot and Derek Warwick. And to receive their prizes now, from Mrs. Charles Lennox Cunningham, who's the wife of the chairman of Sealink British Ferries, event sponsors, the silver trophy.
Derek, I hope it's not your best win this year.
So the end of the 4th driving force competition. We've been together now for 4 years.
Yes, and it gets more fun each time. It was fantastic today.
I wish they'd let us have a go one year.
Well, maybe. It'd be a good idea.
Yeah. But they're all too good. Thank you for watching, and join us again soon.
Here we go. Here we go. No, I'm not.